Oh, come on, man. What are you kidding me? It's a high noon Friday in the Bay. The sun has finally made an appearance. I'm actually, Tony, looking out my window right now. You know what I see? I see blue. I see blue sky up here in the North Bay. And I hope you're getting the sunshine in the rest of the Bay Area. I don't know if we're being specially selected as the chosen ones for sunshine. Are you getting sunshine right now, too?
Yeah, I got some sunshine. I'm thinking Steel Pulse, the song, the song by Steel Pulse, Sunshine is Shining.
I can't say that I do, but I am familiar with "Here Comes Sunshine" from the Grateful Dead. I've seen them play it multiple times. Or even George Harrison, "Here Comes the Sun." Whatever suits your needs. Whatever suits your needs. Yeah.
On that note, before we get into Deebo, Jimmy Butler, our particle picks, our musical assignments, our top 3, our bookmarks, and you know, that's all we're getting into today, and all of course, the PNP Army. As I was leaving the Fish New Year's Eve at Big Cypress, the Y2K, the world's going to end. We're all going to.
I remember it well.
1999 to 2000. Yeah. So Fish played New Year's Eve, and they went on at like 11:45 for their final set, and then they did New Year's Eve, and then they played all the way till sunrise. They played till like whatever 6:45 in the morning, whatever sunrise was that morning. They played from 11:45. It was the longest set I've ever been a part of, and every song you wondered, is this gonna be the last song? Is this gonna be the last song? But finally they ended, and as the sun is coming up, we're walking back to our tents, and they were blasting "Here Comes the Sun."
Yeah, as they should. I mean, as they freaking should.
And that song hits me just deeply every time I hear it, man.
It's one of the most beautiful songs of all time. I'm not a Beatles black belt expert. I'm really not, but I think he wrote, I'm just telling you what I've heard on the streets. I've heard that George Harrison wrote that song, Tony, after he ingested some electrical components, and he was up all night long, and he was basically sitting in his backyard, and as the sun started to rise, he got struck with that idea. Hey, everything's going to be okay. Here comes the sun.
I love it. Do you think that George maybe likes extracts, like we were talking yesterday?
I would be willing to bet. Yes, I'd be willing to bet. He was a practitioner.
I should tell people real housekeeping real quick, Paulie. Some housekeeping real quick. I just want to tell people that on our YouTube channel, we post shorts as well. And so you can check the shorts. You can check out the full length show. You can check out shorter videos. Just go at Polymax Particles at YouTube. And while you're there, like and subscribe, pass the word. And
would you be good enough, my good man, would you be good enough to post that subscription information on the screen itself? Perhaps we've got some confused viewers out there that say, I want to subscribe. Tony, I just don't know how. Oh, there you go. Thank you so much. Creative Tony producing his A off. And I want to also start by saying happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. We're going to address that in great detail later on in the show. Valentine's Day, what it means, what it doesn't mean. Are you happy? Are you lonely? We're going to take care of everybody's needs. I promise. I got everybody covered today. If you're alone today, you know what? I salute you guys. You're going to be fine. Trust me, you're going to be fine. You might even be, dare I say, you might be better off. You really, I think anybody knows what I'm talking about. And also, as Joey Ramone, the great late Joey Ramone, who actually wrote a lot of really beautiful love songs with the Ramones, he would address his audience and say, I want to dedicate this one to all you lonely hearts out there. So if you're a lonely heart, I'm going to take care of you guys in just a little bit. But first, I got to take care of your dietary needs, your appetite, where you like to eat, the kind of foods you like to eat. Now, you're a Paulie Mac. If you're here, I assume you dig the whole Paulie Mac vibe. And here's what we're going to do today. For our Lonely Valentines, I'm going to encourage you to slide on down to Longbridge Pizza on 3rd Street in San Francisco. I'll give you the street address. You want to throw it in your MapQuest, whatever it is, Waze. Tony uses Waze, Google Maps, whatever the hell you're using. 2347 3rd Street, San Francisco, just a couple of blocks up the street from the Chase Center, which will be the hub of all NBA activity this weekend. We are going to talk All-Star Weekend as well. We got a few things we want to kind of dissect there. But again, just a word on Longbridge Pizza. Check out the menu, longbridgepizza.com. The guy running the place, super cool guy, Neil Denardi, fits right in to the whole particle community. He really does. He's just a good, solid dude. Both times I've gone into Longbridge to hang with Neil, he's worn a tie-dye t-shirt each time. Not a coincidence. That's just how he rolls. He's like, I got to go to Longbridge. I'm going to be making pies. Where's my tie-dye? So he'll throw the tie-dye on. He's got his hands in the pizza oven. Grab yourself a Nico pizza. Grab yourself a Vinny's Gabagool sandwich. Grab yourself I want to make sure I say this right again. Chopped cheese. The chopped cheese. That's their version of a cheesesteak. Just go order one. Don't ask any questions. Just say, hey, Paulie Mac told me I need the chopped cheese. You can thank me on Monday or Tuesday. It's a long weekend, by the way. We'll get into that as well. Tony, a lot going on. Longbridge Pizza, laid back vibe, serious pizza, and creative. Tony, why don't you tell everybody what they have in store tonight? Because it's going to be like the epicenter of kind of all activity down there with the All-Star weekend going on. So big doings at Longbridge Pizza tonight, T.
Yeah, the vibe in the dog patch is going to be electric all weekend long, and so Longbridge is only like 3 or 4 blocks south of Chase Center, so it's a quick jaunt. So, they're having a bash tonight from 8 to 11 p.m. A bash.
Yeah, I like a nice bash. Yeah,
dude. Whether it's the Bash Brothers, the forearm bash, or just
like you would see in college. Hey, what's going on tonight? I don't know. I heard there's a beer bash going on. Shout out to hashtag beer bash. You know what I mean?
Dude, yes,
I miss a good old fashioned beer bash. But go ahead, T. Yeah.
So they're having a bash at Longbridge Pizza tonight. Community Gardens in Seattle is here, and they did a collaboration with Fast Fashion Brewing in Seattle, and they made a hazy pale ale that's inspired by Sean Kemp, and it's called the Rain Man. And they also made a Mexican lager that's inspired by Gary Payton called the Glove.
Yes.
Called the Glove. It's called the Glove. So they're going to be
shout out to that real quick. Sorry, Tony, got to barge in on this one real quick. Just as we all need to protect ourselves and health first, regardless of what kind of romantic situation you might find yourself in. That's why in the 90s, with the HIV scare at full flight, they had this new saying, no glove, no love. Tony, go ahead. Yeah, or no glove, no love.
Yeah, or just glove your love. Just glove your love, right?
Thank you. Yes. No glove, no love, kids. You know how it works. Yeah.
So they're doing that tonight, and it's gonna be a throwdown at Longbridge Pizza. Go there. You can eat your face off. You can drink your face off, and then you can also get involved in all the shenanigans 3 blocks north at around Chase Center if you want to. And also they have this is for me personally, Paulie.
Come on.
Right up there with Russian River Brewing, there is the Alchemist Brewing on the East Coast in Vermont, and they have Neil and Andrew just got a bunch of their beer in the Heady Topper and Focal Banger. All you beer heads out there that know what I'm talking about, Heady Topper and Focal Banger. Longbridge Pizza just got a bunch of those in. If you want to go get some of those, they have them for a limited time. Younger is done, obviously, but now they're moving on to the Alchemist. Paulie, go Longbridge Pizza.
Yeah. By the way, thank you very much, Tony. It's going to be a great time at Longbridge. Stop on by.
Hell yeah, dude.
And we'll close out. We'll repeat all this information as we wrap up and send you kids into your weekend. In the meantime, thanks everybody for lining up on the comments line. I see y'all. I love y'all. But it's a special day, Tony, because I got a couple of my buddies in Jersey at our local bar right now watching our show.
Get out of here.
Shout out to Brian and Kevin at Johnny's Tavern in Boonton, New Jersey. They're getting their happy hour on right now, watching Paulie Mac Particles. Something about that makes me really happy, Tony, because that was my hangout, like on the East Coast. And like I feel good knowing that we got the East Coast covered and we got the West Coast covered. Now everything in between is up for grabs, but I'm dropping anchor on the East Coast and West Coast. The particle army is starting to spread, and we love you guys. Thank you so much.
You remind me like Boys to Men, the East Coast family. Right. And by the way, the Philly Eagles parade is happening as we speak.
So, I was checking it out. It out before we started the show. One amazing thing I saw, Saquon Barkley, right, jumps off one of the cars that they were riding down the street in, like Brian Wilson did when the Giants won the World Series. Remember the fence started shaking the fence. It was mayhem. Right, get back in the cable car, dude. It was like almost got crazy that day. But anyway, Saquon Barkley jumps out of the car and he walks over and he's hugging fans and stuff. This is pretty cool. All of a sudden he sees this guy, gives this guy a big bear hug, and he lifts him up over the barricade and just starts running down the street with him. Turns out that was the Philadelphia Eagles ball boy who, for whatever reason, was not included in the parade. So when Saquon found him, he literally lifted him up over the barricade and ran down the street with him. So now that kid is in the parade. Those kind of spontaneous moments, you got to feel good about that.
That's fantastic. And I'm getting live updates from my buddy Antonio in Philly. He said that the Eagles GM, got hit in the forehead with a beer can during the parade. And there's a picture of him with a huge ass welt on his forehead as he's cruising down the parade. Dude.
These are the kind of injuries that happen at a celebratory.
You got to wear a helmet.
You know what, though? That'll be the happiest welt he's ever sustained in his life. He won't feel a thing tomorrow. Now, Tony, some housekeeping important notes real quick. I asked for a Warrior win last night, and they delivered for me. And I want to thank the Golden State Warriors for wrapping up their first half of the season. Now they are one game above 500, Tony. They're going into the break 28-27. Nice win in Houston. And by the way, coming off a back-to-back, the Texas two-step, they call it down there, playing in Dallas and right to Houston. Dude, nobody sat. Butler played. Draymond played. Curry played, and they were playing their balls off. And by the way, 21-point lead, right down to 2 points. I'm like, here we go, bro.
I know.
I almost texted you, Tony, but I was like, I don't even want to jinx this thing. I almost said, like, Tony, they're not going to blow a 21-point lead tonight, are they? But they didn't. They made some gritty shots towards the end of the game. Steph Curry, of course, ices it. He has 27 points. I think that's the 5th consecutive game where Curry is north of 25. Guy's been playing his ass off. And then, look, you got All-Star Weekend happening, Tony. And then after that, when the Warriors come back, now it's a sprint. I think there are 27 games remaining, 27, 28. You got to go down this final stretch. But, dude, things are looking up in a big way. 3-1 since Jimmy Butler has arrived. I feel really
3-1, and I saw something. I gotta give you know that Twitter account LOLKNBR.
I do.
I gotta give that account some love because I saw this last night. He mentioned that they are actually not shooting well from behind the arc, and they've won the last 3 out of the last 4 games. And it's a different style of basketball, and that if they actually set fire behind the arc, which we know they can. And I saw Anthony Slater was talking about that Jimmy Butler's good at the catch and shoot threes. He's not good at the post up threes, but he's good at the catch and shoot threes. And he and Curry. And then he was also talking about Butler and Draymond on D. An underrated part of Butler's game is his D. And like if they would have gotten Kevin Durant, you wouldn't have been getting much D. You know what I mean? If they would have gotten Durant in this deal instead of Butler. So I think it added perk to Butler. I'm finding out because I didn't, I knew all kinds of things about his offensive game and not much about his defense. So if a little lockdown D with Draymond, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, I couldn't be happier with what I'm getting from Jimmy Butler right now. I would expect most Warrior fans, if not all Warrior fans, feel this way because he, and Kerr said this after the game last night, Tony, if you watch the way Jimmy Butler plays, he basically dictates pace and tempo by his own. Like he doesn't adapt to the game in front of him. He makes the game adapt to his pace. So he kind of plays at his own pace. He doesn't rush his shots. He's a very smart player. And again, I've been a big fan of his for a long time. And I'm glad that so far so good. I was a little worried about because he kept saying like, hey, if you trade me to Golden State, I'm not playing. I'm not going to play. I'm like, dude, wait, what? So luckily he realizes.
I think he realizes now it's pretty sweet over here. You're gonna get the really good vibes. You're gonna get also you're gonna live in one of the greatest places to live in the world, in the country and the world, and play hoops with one of the most unselfish players you'll ever play with. Be lucky enough to play with in Steph Curry. And so I'm stoked for Butler. And I have to real quick, Paulie, I'm seeing the aspiring botanist. He says, where do I go for supers? So those of you that are new to the program, you can be a super. There's an icon you can click. I think it's the upper right-hand corner of what you're looking at. You can click that and you can financially contribute to the show, and we will put it right back into the show. And that way your comment or question goes right to the top, and we throw it into the mix.
Creative Tony, you know how I am. I'm like a little kid. You say the right word, all of a sudden I'm off on some tangent. So you're talking about being a super. How do you be a super? I'm not going to let this show go another inch down the road until we acknowledge some of the great tracks of all time that have included the word super. Tony, I'll start. How about ready? You're not ready for this, but I'm giving it to you anyway on a Friday high noon. And by the way, you guys go ahead and roll them up and have a sip today. It's a long weekend. It's high noon.
Yes.
It's our happy hour. Creative Tony, can I interest you in a little JJ fad? Supersonic.
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 Dude,
Supersonic.
Yeah.
So Supersonic, I'll throw out there. I'm going to throw out Superman by the Kinks, and I'll even go so far as to say super bad. I'm super bad. Who is that? Is that Curtis Mayfield? Super bad? I think it is. But anyway, what do you got for me in terms of super before we proceed with today's show? And thank you, aspiring botanist. Thank you.
I will go with Supertramp again, Paulie, because I love Supertramp. What do you mean?
I don't name. You love Supertramp. Name one person in the band. Go ahead.
I don't need to. I just love that album, Breakfast in America. I love the album. The band.
You love him so much. You don't know who's
I love the album. I love the album Supertramp Breakfast in America. Yeah. Can you name anybody that does Supersonic?
JJ Fad, as far as I'll go. You got a couple of little girls. I don't know their names. They were around for 5 minutes. They were gone. It was poof like a puff of smoke. I turned around. They were gone. That is JJ Fad, right? Great name, by the way. JJ Fad. It's got to be.
I'm not sure. And by the way, can we just give a massive shout? If we're going to go super, we got to go super freak. Rick James, super freaky. Okay. If that's
Robot Centaur. Robot Centaur was on that too. He said that. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Beautiful. And hey, aspiring botanist, thank you for the super sticker, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you to
You know,
everybody for contributing.
Yeah. Creative Tony, you've touched the vein now. The Supertramp army is starting to rise up, and they're getting pissed at Paulie Mack. They're going, dude, what's your problem with Supertramp? You know what
Yeah,
my problem with
seriously.
Supertramp is?
Yeah,
Let me dive into
yeah.
this for a second, because I got 3 guys on the comments line who are going to back me on this. I'm going to go ahead and say the weirdest kid in our high school, and borderline dangerous. This kid was borderline. I'm talking about a kid. I'm not even going to mention his name. I'm going to mention his initials. N as in Nancy, J as in John. And he graduated in our class, Rags. You know who I'm talking about. This guy is how crazy this kid was in my high school. He once got handcuffed and arrested at a lacrosse game in the middle of the afternoon. They threw him up against the fence and they were cuffing his ass. Yeah, and they dragged him away. And he was yelling at the top of his lungs. That kid was a Supertramp fan. And I was like, this kid worries me. This kid really, really worries me. And I don't know if I'm ready to get into that demented community, because if that's what they're listening to, if Supertramp is at the root of guys getting arrested at high school athletics competitions, I don't think I want to get into it. These guys know what I'm talking about. Look at Rack. I punched him in the face 10 times in a row. They know who I'm talking about. You got to trust me on this. So that kid scared me away from Supertramp. That's
unfortunate, Paulie, because go just put on breakfast in America and you just let it play. There's nothing to skip over. I just looked it up while you were talking, and there's like 30 former members of Supertramp, by the way.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what kind of outfit are they running over there? Yeah, it's like 37 guys. We got the Supertramp alum coming out tonight. All right, Creative Tony, speaking of alum, I did want to get a word out today about the USF Dons and the season they're having, because it was a great basketball kind of doubleheader, at least for me, because I got the Warrior game was on. I think it started at 5, and they wrapped their show up at about 8:00, and then boom, right over to ESPN for the Dons. Tony, the source of frustration for so many years, got to go up and play Gonzaga, and it didn't go well again. With the Dons having this year that they're having, it's the best season USF has had in some time. Tony, I think they're on the way to the NCAA tournament this year.
Let's hope. I'm knocking on wood as we speak. Let's hope.
I will too. I'll do a double knock on wood. And again, I've been a part of the USF community for a long, long time. When I was a kid, my dad used to take me to their games. I took my kids to their games. Creative Tony is a Don. You graduate from USFT?
I did. And the WCC is stacked at the top now, because the Gales are 12-1, Gonzaga's 10-3, and USF's 10-4. And by the way, USF riding a 15-0 home win streak, by the way.
I know. And see, here's the problem. I got Robot Centaur kind of taunting me, and you're right, dude. He goes, the Dons won't get past St. Mary's or the Zags. Let's just be real. That's what he said.
I know. Well, I love Randy Bennett, man. I love Randy Bennett and the job.
They've had their fun. They've had their fun. Let the Dons get a minute. You know what I mean?
They're also having fun. They're also having fun with Sharunas Marshallonis' kid on the squad for the Gales. So I root for both teams to beat Gonzaga, basically, and Santa Clara. My dad's a Santa Clara Broncos, so I also root for the Broncos.
I got no problem with the Broncos. Shout out Brent Jones. I say go Bronx. Go Bronx.
Yeah, totally. Yes. Totally go Broncos. Dons, it's anybody's game. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The WCC is wide open, man. And Todd Gertlison, the head coach of the USF Dons, we'd love to get him on the show soon. Maybe we'll get Randy Bennett as well.
Randy Bennett. I got you, Don Peralta. Also, look at Naomi Catalina, one of our greatest listeners. She's a fellow Don as well. She's a lady Don, Tony.
Nice, Naomi.
We knew Naomi was cool. Hey, Creative Tony, they last thing on the Dons. We're going to actually try to have some members of the Dons coaching staff join us. We're working on that for next week. Give them a little love. Because I always like to help them down the road if I can in any way, shape, or form. But Tony, did you know that the Dons have not beaten the Zags since 2011? Ooh. 2011. My kid was 7 years old in 2011. He's graduating college this year. If that indicates the kind of span of time we're talking about, bro, that's a long time ago. 2011. T.
Well, dude, and also I think Gonzaga. I want to look it up. How many years they've won the WCC in a row?
Oh, it's been abusive. Yeah, it's been abusive.
It's kind of outrageous. So it's like, I know. I mean, you got to hand it to their program and what they've done up there. It's
compliments.
Yeah. But it's just. I respect what they're doing, but I didn't go to Gonzaga. My cousin went to Gonzaga, so I when they go to the tournament, I represent and I root for the WCC.
Nice.
You follow me?
Like, of course, dude.
I'll get on the Gonzaga wagon because I want WCC represented as far as they can go in the tourney. It'd be amazing if Gonzaga was to ever just pull it out of their ass and win it one of these years. But that's
well, they've been on the
unlikely.
doorstep. They've been on the doorstep multiple times. You know, they've been right there in position to do that. So anyway, I just wanted to shout out the Dons, even though they lost.
Hey, Paulie,
I always got my yo.
You know who's on the doorstep? Maybe we should just like push him out the door.
Yeah,
is your buddy number 1, Deebo Samuel, Paulie.
You know what, bro? Like I said yesterday, if this guy needs a ride to the airport, or you want me to help you box some stuff up to help you move out, I'm ready. I'm here for that, Deebo. Because you know what, bro? Bye-bye.
I can't.
Bye-bye.
You don't want you just sucks,
you hate
though,
being
man.
a Niner. You don't want to be a Niner. You're so miserable. It's the worst experience of your life. Take it easy, Holmes. Have a good one. See you later.
Well,
I've had it with the cryptic, the celebrations with the Eagles, the jersey. Bro, enough's enough. Go. You're that unhappy. Just go.
The celebrations and the jersey, and he's like liking tweets that are talking about him like getting traded. He responded.
Guess what?
He
didn't do much last year. I don't know what he thinks he's going to do. I mean, how about starting by getting in shape? You want to show up in shape?
He responded to a Tim Kawakami tweet about the fact that Deebo's like 20 pounds overweight, and that affected his performance this past season.
I agree with Tim Kawakami. I have to agree with
also, hey, Deebo, you think Philly media is going to be easier than the Bay Area media?
He has no idea what he's going to be walking into.
You want to be an Eagle, buddy? Like, go.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go nuts, bud. Go nuts.
And I also read a great blurb, too, on ESPN about how the hype on Ricky Pearsall is real, and he's projected to have a breakout season next year. I'm actually really excited to see Pearsall let loose next year. Unleash Pearsall.
Shout out Judas Priest, Unleashed in the East. Great live album. I recommend you check that out. Marcel Pantaleon. What's he got here? Okay. We're reload. Okay. Hashtag free Murph. Hashtag buy.
Oh, you know what? Since he says free Murph, we got to throw this out here too, real quick. There we go.
Hells yeah. Hey, by the way, Tony, real quick while you're doing this, do you have access to, and I don't know, this is not planned. If you don't, it's all good. We can put it on X later. But I saw the I'm going to give you guys a little bit peek behind the curtain right here. Creative Tony and I both kind of handle the Twitter account together. So sometimes I post stuff, sometimes he posts stuff. And I saw, Tony, you posted one of Dom Peralta's new logos. And by the way, thank you, Marcel. Thank you very much.
Yes, Marcel. Thank you, brother.
Do you have access to those logos? Can you throw those up real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to show everybody these because I have a particular favorite, and I'd love to see like what you guys think. Because Tony, I'm starting to think we should maybe get some hats and shirts printed up, or hoodies even. With one of these logos, like black maybe. But let's take a look at the logos, courtesy of Dom Peralta. He's like in the Hall of Fame of the Paulie Mac Particle Army. He's kind of the one of the founders, actually. But let's take a look at the logos Dom created. You guys tell me which ones you like. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. That's
dude. So that's my favorite because it reminds me of the Ramones with the eagle and the lightning bolts. You got the guitar. You got Tony on one side. You got Paulie. I don't know. That's my favorite. How do you feel about that one?
I love them all. I really do. He's given me 3, and I love them all because they're all so different, but they all just rock in different ways, and they all grab your attention in different ways. The next one, so what do you want to call this one, Paulie? Like,
call that the Ramones one. Just refer to it as the Ramones one. Yeah.
So that's PMP Ramones.
Okay.
And this gives me Metallica vibes, like
big time with the points on the P's like that. Yeah, that's very Metallica, and it's probably was what inspired him.
I like as well, man. It also gives me a little bit of AC/DC high voltage vibes too. So.
Okay, well, the big lightning bolt underneath the R that points down, that reminds me of Ace Frehley from Kiss. So I feel like a little Kiss presence there as well. Yeah.
Nice. God, it almost looks like the two dashes below almost look like eyes, like dark, like you know what I mean? You see that?
I do.
And then the third one here, that for me, that's my favorite one.
That's badass. It's nice and clean, and you got a nod to Led Zeppelin with the interlocking circles on the right.
Yep.
That feels very Led Zeppelin to me. And I got to be honest, I like having Creative Tony under the R. I do. I like that, dude. I like that.
Right on.
So that's your favorite? That's your favorite?
That's my favorite. Yeah, I like those all, man. Yes, I love it. See, classy look. I hella like Curry. That's a great handle. Hella like Curry says that's a very classy look.
Shout out Jeff Winkler, also one of my great friends. Shout out Winks, hashtag Winks for president. He is feeling suicidal tendency vibes. And it looks like
nice.
Dom Peralta is agreeing. He's going, yes, you're correct. Your instincts are correct. Escobar the third, Patty from Napa. Okay, this is the last one for sure. You like the Ramones one. I do too, Patty. Oh, budget meetings. You got to go to a budget meeting. You got to bail out on Polymac Particles. I feel bad. I'm sorry. Patty, thanks for stopping by. We love you.
Dude.
We'll see you next week. It's all good. By the way,
hold
Tony.
on. Time out.
Yeah, I know.
Budget,
a lot going on.
budget,
a lot going on. Yeah.
Budget meetings on a Friday? That is brutal.
Let me tell you something about
you. We feel you.
I don't want to like reveal too much about Patty from Napa because she deserves her. I like to say, Tony, her privacy. Want to protect her privacy.
Yes.
Patty from Napa is a freaking gangster. I'm just letting you know right now because anytime that we would do like a Murph and Mac auction, a KMBR auction, an auction for the bro, she bought Steve Perry's Mercedes Benz.
That's incredible.
Like, what else do you need to know about Patty from Napa? But she's super cool. And the other day, did you notice she just like slipped this little nugget in? She was like, "Oh yeah," like very casual. Matter of factly, she's like, "Oh, by the way, I saw Van Halen at the US Festival." I was like,
"Yes,
whoa,
I know."
Could do a whole show on that. You know that alone. But anyway, Patty's cool as hell. You go have a good weekend, Patty. And Tony, on that note, are we going to grant our classroom, all the kiddies here who like to stop by for a little particle hit? Are we going to give them Monday off? Because I know it's like a national holiday.
Well, it's a holiday. It's a national holiday. I feel like everybody should have the day off, and then we reconvene Tuesday and just crush the rest of the week. Is my opinion. You know,
I can roll with that too.
John Joseph. Hey, Paulie. All I wanted was a Pepsi.
Oh, here we go.
And no, she
Mom,
wouldn't give it.
I'm not on drugs. No, I'm just thinking, Mom. You know, the other day.
I was thinking about everything, and then again, I was thinking about nothing. And then my mom comes in, and she goes, "Mike."
I'm like, "No, Mom, I'm okay. I'm just thinking, you know, no, you're on drugs. No, Mom, I'm not on drugs."
Oh man, dude, that first Suicidal Tendencies album is fantastic. The whole from start to finish,
God. Dude, that whole conversation in that song, dude, institutionalized. Bam, 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 and the groove.
I'm okay,
Mama. All I wanted was a Pepsi. She wouldn't give it to me.
Just a Pepsi.
No, then again, I was thinking about nothing, but I wasn't really thinking at all.
That's the great Mike Muir. You got to give love to the great Mike Muir and Suicidal Tendencies. Hey, Robert Trujillo, Metallica wouldn't have Trujillo without Suicidal Tendencies first.
100%. And I got to remind everybody of this too, because this always blows my doors off. Like when I became super interested in the Dogtown guys and the whole Z-Boy thing and Venice Beach, I got into that about 20 years ago. Mike Muir's brother was one of the original Z-Boys. He was like one of the...
Look at you and John Joseph. Yeah, look at that.
This is why John Joseph and we're on a collision course, dude. John Joseph and I are on a freaking collision course of greatness. And at some point, you and I are going to sit down. We're going to break all this down. But yeah, I think it's Mike Muir's older brother, too. They called him, I think they called him Red Dog because he had like a bright red head of hair.
Okay. Hey,
so,
Paulie,
he was Red Dog. Yeah.
Quick for a moment. Triple E has checked in on the show. Do you see Triple E?
No, where's Triple? I don't see him
right there.
Triple E. Okay. Real question is, will Creative Tony finally come up to the mountain with me? Good question.
Hey, I want to show my shirt because he's saying that just by happenstance.
The mountains are calling. Fair enough.
The mountains are calling at Triple E, so I'm going to try and get up there, buddy. It's all the kid factor. If I can get the kids with me on the slopes, that's the home run. That's the win. So
Triple E.
Triple E,
I love you, man. You be safe on those roads, and we'll talk to you soon. I want to get Triple E on the show, actually, at some point and just, like, kick it around with him. Tony, you got your mountain shirt on. I'm wearing my Rolling Stones hoodie today because you can read into the meaning of this big, sloppy lips and tongue. This is me giving all of y'all a kiss today for Valentine's Day. That's what this is. I'm giving y'all a big slurpy kiss.
Do you know the history? Before we have a great super from Nick DeFrancesco here, because I want to get back into that logo, and I also want to talk Jimmy Butler and Deebo, and we also have bookmarks and on this date and Tony's top 3. But look at this. Hey, T and Paulie, love the show. Teacher by trade, student of the show. Got my pencil.
Give me something to write on, man.
Oh, man. Yeah. Hey, Nick, thank you so much, man. Thank you very much. And like Paulie has said, since we started this whole supers thing, which is brand new to us, by the way, we're not used to like, I don't know, saying, hey, chip in. You know, it's not our nature. because we're naughty by nature, not because I hate you. Hashtag PMP. Yeah, you know me.
Sure. What do you want to talk about? Tretch? He's a Jersey boy. I'm ready. You tell me when.
A Jersey boy, but I want to tell Nick and all the people that have contributed that we want to put the money right back into the show. We want to get a soundboard. We want to take the show on the road. We want to do broadcasts from Longbridge Pizza. It's all part of the plan.
I'll take it a step farther, bro. I'll give you complete honesty from start to finish on this. Here's what's going on.
Go.
Tony and I have been working on this for months. Even before we got on the air, we literally were working on this most of last year, talking about what we wanted to look like, how we wanted to present ourselves. And then every little thing that we do on this show, from the microphones to the lights, to the routers, to the microphone stands, to the headphones, every little thing is like all coming out of,
like, I would say, to your Ray Wershing football helmet behind you.
What actually, you know where this came from? This helmet right here. This is a good story. Brian Murphy gave that to me.
No way.
Brian. Hashtag shout out KBR Murph. He gave me that Niner helmet as a Christmas gift years ago. Yeah, Murph is like that, dude. I always felt so bad. I could never keep up with Murph's gift game.
He's a great gift giver.
Murph is
almost a great
too
gift
much.
giver. He really is. He really is. Every year.
I know.
But right after the Murph and Mackey's, every year he would come in with a great gift for me. Every year I'm like, dude, you don't have to do this. And he goes, dude, I want to. Murph is like that, man. He's sneaky. Like at the end of the year, he unloads all this incredible generosity on everybody. So anyway, that's from KBR Murph. And I was always such a tool. I forgot all those dates. I was always like empty-handed on those. I really was. I suck at that. I really do. I'm good with Grateful Dead shows. I'll give you any date, any set list you want, any time in history. But when it comes to trying to remember birthdays and stuff, I have a tough time. In any case, I wanted to get back to the original thing with the Supers and Nick DiFrancesco. Yes. Oh, what's up, Paisan? I want to say thank you for the donation. I see your Sharks logo, too. And again, you want hockey talk? Here it comes. I'm going to give it to you right now. Don't think, okay, Creative Tony, don't think I didn't tune in for some Team USA Sweden yesterday. I did. I saw it. I did. Now, they got a tournament going on up in Canada. It's like a World's tournament. You got Canada playing. Who did they play? Canada played somebody a couple nights ago, and last night it was USA Sweden. And USA we dropped the hammer on the Swedes. We dropped the hammer. I think we beat them 5-1. So, Nick, we will talk hockey on the show when the opportunity presents itself. Creative Tony. Old-time hockey.
Old-time, like Eddie Shore. Yeah, like Eddie Shore. Creative Tony, we should get into some of the business.
We have a lot of particulars to get into, too. But Don Peralta, just real quick, Tony already started sketching on a Fillmore Vibes poster for the Longbridge Opening Day PMP Fest. Let's go. I got to
tell, by the way, I hope this is cool with Neil Denardi. We're kind of announcing events on the air. By the way, we're going to have a watch party on opening day. I hope that's cool with you, Neil. We'll be in soon to talk about it. And that's what we'd like to do with your blessing, of course. I actually think it'd be a really great event. I think we can get like a ton of people to come out and hang out. And opening day, I got to be honest with you, Tony. I don't even care if I get to the yard that day. I'll hang along Bridge. I'll hang along Bridge all day.
Same.
You want to know what my big gangster move was? You're going to probably reject this in principle, but my thing was, I always waited till I don't know what my problem is. Dude, I would wait. My opening day would be the day after opening day. Because opening day there's so much fanfare and everybody comes out of the woods. Oh, can I get a ticket? I need a ticket. What do you got? And everyone was like, you know what? Just take my tickets and stop pestering me. I'll go the next day because that's when everything kind of calms down and we can get back to actual baseball. So anyway, I'm cool missing opening day. I'll hang out with all of you guys.
Yeah, it was go to the public house and just stay at the public house. Now it's go to Longbridge Pizza and stay at Longbridge Pizza. And if you have to go to the game, I just want to give a shout out to Lime scooters all over the San Francisco region.
Yeah,
I've definitely become a fan of I need to get across town. I'm not going to get in an Uber. I'm just going to grab a Lime scooter and cruise through the streets of the city. It is so fun.
Scooter?
I can't recommend it. Yeah, getting on a scooter.
Dude, I'm never getting on a scooter ever, as long as I live.
Come
By the
on,
way,
it's so
no. Hey, listen, you ever watch Mad Men? Don Draper, the guy who I base most of my stuff. Would Don Draper get on a effing scooter and ride to a meeting? No, he wouldn't.
Well,
hey, listen, I want to thank Sons of Johnny LeMaster real quick for correcting me. It wasn't Sweden. My bad. It was Finland. Hey, Sons, I knew it was somewhere over there. You know what I mean? I was part of that whole contingent. But yeah,
I love Sons of Johnny. He's just on.
You don't miss
point,
a thing.
Man.
He does not miss a thing. It wasn't Sweden. It was a 6-1 win over Finland. Thank you, Sons.
How about I like Hella Curry? No scooters and no super tramp. Wow, that's for you, Paulie.
Oh, that's how I roll, bro. I don't own a single Supertramp record, and I probably never will. And I don't own a scooter, and I'll never.
I'm getting you on a scooter. That's my goal on opening day. I'm gonna get you on a scooter.
And I'll ride it right to the San Francisco Bay and throw it in the water, and then I'll walk home.
No, man.
By the way, Nick DeFrancesco all over me today goes, one thing I've learned from the show is that Paulie Mack was a bruising defenseman. That's a true story.
Yeah,
that's a true freaking story. I believe it. Listen to me right now, Tony. You might think that you got speed, you got this and that. I'll take that puck right off your stick. I really will. I'll take it right off your stick. Try to come past me. I'll take it. I'll take it away from you. Yeah.
My daughter plays soccer, and I'm sorry, she plays defense in soccer. And at first, she was like, I want to be a striker or whatever. Now she's just adopted the role of being a wall, dude, and she just freaking it shuts it down. I'm like, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. I taught Tony's son Dom, by the way, another great Dom, like Peralta. You got Dom Ryan down there. I taught Dom how to I taught him my trick for winning faceoffs. Go for the stick. You play the man's stick, not the puck. Knock that guy's stick out of the way. That puck is all yours. Hey, also, God, these texts are going by.
I know
so
they are
fast.
flying. They're flying.
I can't see who wrote this because all I can see is the message. He goes, I'm going to go scooter home and listen to Supertramp while I'm doing it. Just for Paulie Mack. Thank you. I don't know who wrote that.
I like hella Curry. I mean, I hella like Curry said that. Okay. I feel like I hella like Curry has my back. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Totally. Believe me.
Don't even get me started. On another show, we're going to dive into the Steely Dan debate Paulie and I have, but that's for another day.
That's for a whole other day. Creator Tony, let's get to some of the features because we got four things we got to do in the next 20 minutes. So let's dive into what do you got? Bookmarks. We also have
It's time.
Sure, go ahead. Laugh if you want to.
For bookmarks.
Maybe that's how you get your kicks. You and your good time buddies.
PMP style.
I got a flash for you, Joy Boy. Party time is over.
I got a flash for you, Joy Boy. That never gets old for me. Never gets old.
Yeah.
So let's dive into the bookmarks, Paulie. I'm gonna go right into let's go right into this.
What are you laughing at?
Looking at it, but I'm gonna show it to you right now.
Okay.
Here we go. This is just to start off Valentine's Day, okay? We're just gonna go. Eddie's gonna wish you a happy Valentine's Day just to start.
Eddie, the Iron Maiden mascot. Very good. Happy Valentine's Day to all of y'all Maiden heads out there. Yes, thank you, T. Yes.
Okay. Next, I believe Brock Purdy is going to wish you a happy Valentine's Day, Paulie.
Dude, blow this up for me. I need to. Is he wearing like a fanny pack? What's he got in front? What is this?
He's got a fanny pack. Obviously, it's not him. It's obviously his face.
Dude, it almost looks like a leather cod piece, kind of. Like, what is he doing right there?
He's wearing a tucked in mock turtleneck.
Bro, he looks like he's one of the new kids on the block a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? With the chain and stuff. The tucked in turtleneck. That's gangster.
Isn't that great?
That's our quarterback. What are you going to do? That's our guy. He's a Boy Scout. I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Hat tip to NBC Sports Bay Area on that one. They put that together. I thought that was fantastic. NBC Sports Bay Area, favorite home of our favorite pre and post game show with Rod Brooks and Dante Whitner and Carlos Ramirez. Okay, this is the next one I want to show you, P. This is fun. This is fun. Let's get into some fun here. Celebrities flock to New York's Bowery Ballroom for these surprise McCartney gigs. Have you heard about these? He's done two of them now.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Outrageous. So here, let's play this. Just watch. You'll see on the screen the names of the people that walk by, and you'll be able to tell some of them.
Only play 20 seconds, OT.
Watch.
Tom, we love you.
There's Tom Hanks.
Nice.
Peter Wilson.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Anne Hathaway. Okay, let's move it down. Let's move it down. There was
that's Woody Harrelson. I saw Woody Harrelson right there.
Woody Harrelson. Okay.
Yeah.
They had De Niro before that.
Of course.
Jerry Seinfeld. And
where's Paul McCartney? Yeah, I heard he was here. Yeah.
Haim. Okay.
I like those girls. I like Haim. I'm cool with them.
Me too. And there's there's Sacha Baron Cohen.
Nice. Look at my guy. There you go. Get in there, Baron.
And then look at this. There's your boy.
Nice. Boy. See, he knows where he's going. He knows what to do. He's got the flannel shirt on. Sure, get in there, John Hamm. All right, Tony, very nice. Pangs of jealousy, as I wish I could be in the Bowery Ballroom watching a private Paul McCartney gig. Yeah, wouldn't be too shabby. Okay, I'll take that. Anybody got an extra ticket? Let me know. I'm on the next plane. I'll be there tonight.
Could you imagine that show?
If somebody called you, Tony, and goes like, "Hey, Tony, I got you a McCartney ticket for tomorrow," would you consider flying to New York for that?
Yes. Yes,
I would too.
Absolutely.
I would too.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Because
I would too.
How old is he? 82 now?
He's definitely in his 80s. Yeah, something like that.
I mean,
yeah.
Come on, man. The guy is just living the dream at 82, and he's still putting out great music and still putting out great live performances. I'd be down in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Now here we go. This is really cool. Oh, this is funny. This is Triple E reposted this, but this is really funny, man. This
Only
is
20 seconds.
This is Shaq at the end of last night, because they're here doing the show.
Yeah.
With Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley. Listen to Shaq here.
Okay.
Hang on, one more second. I have the volume down. Hang on.
I'm laughing already, dude.
In the words of Marshawn Lynch, I'm tired of shit, America. We getting fired anyway, Ernie. Fuck it.
Yeah. Hey, you know what, Shaq? You let it fly. By the way, Creative Tony, you should share your personal Shaq experience with the audience. I'm a little jealous of the time you got to hang with Shaq, because he, by all accounts, he's like the greatest guy of all time off camera.
He really is, man. He is the coolest cat around. He basically he needed to do his podcast from a studio, and so they called and asked if they could use my studio, and I said sure. And they asked me to like engineer the studio and produce the audio. So we had like 4 microphones in my old studio, and he comes in, and he's a massive. I can't emphasize enough how massive of a human being he is, not just height wise, but width and girth and everything. I mean, but he couldn't be nicer. He's a total gentle giant.
Yeah.
But then it was funny because like I'm on the other side of the soundboard, and I have my headphones on, but I'm starting to do my own work on a different computer while listening to him I'm partially listening to him do his podcast. And then all of a sudden he starts laughing, and then he all of a sudden realizes that I'm not laughing while he's laughing at content in his podcast. And he goes, yo, Tony, hey man, this shit's funny, dude. This shit's funny. You should be listening to this, man. You should be listening to this. And it's like, he's just the nicest guy in the world. And but again, like a gentle giant, and you hear all these stories about how generous he is and how charitable he is. And couldn't be a bigger I actually met Shaq when I was 15 at the junior Olympics in Texas, because he was there for basketball. I was there for baseball, and he was the story. But he was because he was from Texas, and then he went to LSU for hoops. But again, he was the story back then because he was a massive human being back then. Couldn't have been nicer, and it was
Couple quick things on Shaq to me, Tony. I mean, I just want to say this about if you're too young to have seen him play, or you only see the highlights. I can tell you this: Shaq, to me, I think he might have been the only guy I've ever seen that when he was healthy and when he was in his prime, he was literally unstoppable. There was nothing. There was nothing you could do. Nothing. If he decided, you know what, I'm going for 40 tonight, and I'm gonna just destroy everybody in the paint. That's what he would do. Yeah, I think he's even Mike. You could throw like a double team at Michael Jordan. You could do that with Larry Bird. I'm just thinking of other great Steph Curry. They throw double teams at him all the time just to slow him down. With Shaq, it didn't matter. You could throw a triple team at him. He was going to bust right through that and have.
He's like 2 people. He's the width of like 2 people. When he came in and sat down in the studio, he didn't. His legs didn't fit under the table. It was really bizarre. So he had to sit sideways.
The width of 2 people. Shout out David Bowie, Width of a Circle. Creative Tony. Yeah. Width of that's a great track, by the way. Check out Width of a Circle. Are you ready to make the jump into bookmarks? Because we still got Particle Pick of the week.
We're in bookmarks right now. We're in bookmarks.
Oh, I meant top 3. Top 3.
Stand by. I want to present just 2 more quick things. Here we go. 2 more quick things. KP, Draymond Green, and this is we can play this. I already know we can play this. So stand by.
All right.
Here we go. Listen to this. This is Draymond talking about Jimmy Butler.
He's a franchise changer. He's done that everywhere he's gone, and he is helping revitalize what we got here. The belief amongst his team now that he's arrived, as opposed to what it was before he got here, it's night and day.
How about that? That?
Well handled on the clock, by the way. I'm watching that 20 every time now, like a hawk. I got you. Just think about Garrison Hurst every time. You can't exceed Garrison Hurst.
No, I got you.
20. Yeah. And I love everything Draymond said. I think he's feeling how, again, they've won 3 of the 4 games since Jimmy Butler has arrived. And even that loss in Dallas, that was a game they could have won. That was a game that you were still pissed off about. In fact, you said you wanted to revisit that. What did you want to say about?
Because when we get into top 3, it's the first question in top 3. As soon as we finish this, it's the first question in top 3. So we'll get into that. And look at Draymond's tinted windows, by the way. Those are pretty fresh.
Let him go. Whatever he wants to do, I'm okay with it. Yeah.
But Draymond, I think Draymond's revitalized with this move with Jimmy Butler. I really think he's enjoying this move, right? There's the PMP Army right there.
Thank you.
And the last one, I want to give Mark Graves some love. He listens to the show and he reviews the show. And he said he tagged us in this one, and this is really freaking cool. This is what they're doing with drones.
Yeah.
And I believe that Nick DiFrancesco might have had a hand in this too. But look at the drone show they're gonna do over the Bay Bridge during the All-Star weekend. Those are drones right there doing the Air Jordan. That's I don't know, because you saw the drones at the Den Company shows, right, Pete?
That was pretty damn amazing. I got to say, it really was. Sitting there, he did a drone show with the Steal Your Face. They had dancing bears. Like, they can do a lot. Obviously, look at that. It's like a 3-dimensional Jordan.
Air Jordan.
It's the first shoe, too. I don't know if you heard this, Tony, but they're re-releasing the first Jordan Air shoe.
And look at that. Then it separates into number 23. How cool is that, man?
That's badass.
It's incredible. I'm telling you, you don't even need to step foot in Chase Center. I mean, if you have a ticket, great. But if you don't, there's going to be so many things happening around Chase Center and in the city this weekend. It's where San Francisco shines, man. These events, like with the Super Bowl coming up, then we have the World Cup coming up. There's a good few years coming up for the Bay Area. I can't really call Levi's Stadium San Francisco, but there will be events during the Super Bowl in San Francisco.
Well, I want to remind everybody, too, last time the Super Bowl came to Levi's Stadium was about 10 years ago, something like that, and we had a great time. Murph and I got to meet a lot of really cool people. I remember one day in particular, we had to sit down with Jim Kelly and Ronnie Lott that got really emotional because Jim Kelly talked about everything he's been through. He talked about his brother, his fight with cancer, and having Ronnie Lott and Jim Kelly at the same time right in front of us was pretty amazing. But also I want to remind everybody that they set up all these events. They got like throw the football through the tire, different drills, run the cones, whatever. Creative Blank and Tony somehow got hired to be like the welcoming voice over the PA system. Welcome to Super Bowl City. I'm your host, Creative Tony Ryan. Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle. Whatever the hell you were saying. How did you get that gig, by the way?
They asked me to do it. I said, sure. The Warriors, before they moved to Chase Center, I was also the voice that warned you about like what would get you tossed from the games. And so I used to get texts from people saying, dude, I love that you're telling me how to not get tossed from the Warriors games. Because it would be a recording that would play over and over. It's pretty funny.
Hey T, let's get into the bookmarks to the top 3 because we still got a bunch. We got particle pick and music assignments. So let's do it. Yeah.
Tony's top 3.
Ding. Yes.
Tony's top 3.
Yeah.
Tony's top 3.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah. There we go. Feeding the ducks.
I feel like I want to hear like Isaac Hayes do a voiceover right here.
You know what?
Be like, hey baby, we're gonna feed the ducks right now. It's gonna be me and you. We're gonna put, you know what I mean? Go grab that baby. Actually, I shouldn't say baby oil because then they start thinking about Diddy parties. Be like, you know what, baby? Go light some candles. We're gonna feed the ducks. I like it. I want an Isaac Hayes voiceover on this, Creative Tony. But in the meantime,
I love it.
Yeah.
Isaac Hayes, by the way, Isaac Hayes' work in South Park. Do not as the chef in South Park is some of his finest work.
Okay, I'll counter that with don't sleep on Isaac Hayes as the Duke of New York in Escape from New York. He plays the villain. Kurt Russell's got to take him out at the end of the film. He's got no choice. He's got no freaking choice. But Isaac Hayes as the Duke of New York always has a soft spot in my heart.
And I want to just throw this up there for just a second. This is from Dom also.
Thank you,
Tony's
Dom.
top 3.
Yeah,
he also made a Tony's THC, top THC banner as well that I'll have to put up there next week. But thank you, Dom.
Okay.
And so Paulie, top 3. Number 1. We talked about the refs in the Mavericks game, and I was hot about those refs. And again, it's not the reason the Warriors lost the game, but it definitely didn't help. It didn't help. And the Warriors gave up 42 to Kyrie Irving. I get it. They didn't make a clutch free throw at the end of I get it. But there was the charging call, the offensive foul called on Jimmy Butler that went to review. That's my big problem, is that it went to review with all of this technology, and they still said, oh, offensive foul. which blows my mind because I've spoken to a few different people whose basketball opinions I deeply respect, and like, no, that was not an offensive foul.
Butler charge on Kyrie that kind of cost him the game. Yeah.
With 17 seconds to go in the game, and they're down 2. Anyways, so I wanted to ask you, and Tony's top 3 here. And I try to be, sympathetic to the refs of all sports, but which sport do you think is the most difficult to officiate? The NBA, the MLB, or the NFL?
I would say the NFL without any hesitation because for starters, you got more people to account for on the field than any other sport. Hockey, you got 10. Basketball, you got 10. Baseball, you got 9 on the field at one time, or 10 with the batter. So and baseball's so spread out. I think it's easier to determine like what you're seeing. Yeah. In football, it's like a logjam on every snap. It's hard to see everything going on. It really is. And if you're down on the field, I think it's even more challenging. I have a hard time seeing on the screen at home sometimes watching TV.
Right.
And Rob Block, DJ Rob B, our guest the other night, who high school officiates high school football games, he said he's had to have like police escorts off the field. Like people get so crazy. So I would say Tony, that
high school football he's talking about.
JV. Dude, JV. He had a police escort from a JV game. So I would say football is the toughest. I would have to think. How about yourself?
I go back and forth between football and basketball. Basketball, there's only 3 guys out, 3 refs, and I feel like it's such a fast game and things happen so quickly in basketball that it's and the speed and agility of those athletes, it seems to be very difficult. But then the NFL is very difficult as well. I'd have to say MLB is not, I think, in the conversation as the most difficult in my opinion. Balls and strikes, sure. That's tough, but safe and out. And then I just feel like you have enough time, and like each play is isolated, right? Yeah. Whereas basketball, that it could be all kinds of stuff happening right in the middle of the key, right in the paint, where there's like 5 or 6 people, and it's hard to see like a ball goes off somebody's hands or something like that. I don't know. So I would go NBA, NFL kind of tied. So
okay, now we got to address a couple things here. We got a new super, a name I've never seen before, and with a handle like this, dude, I want to get his ass right to the top of the list. Or it might be a woman. I don't know. Keep Stella Blue. You got the handle? Keep Stella Blue.
Nice, man.
Wisdom of Jerry. Hold out for the Wall of Sound soundboards. Bro, listen. First of all, thank you. Thank you for the generosity. I love your handle. By the way, for the record, Stella Blue, I really can't say definitively, but a lot of the time, Stella Blue might be, it's right up there at the very, very top for me as far as Jerry Garcia ballads go. Like, can't tell you how many nights I saw the Grateful Dead when Jerry would kind of settle into a Stella Blue, and all of us would just kind of come back down to earth for a few minutes. It was pretty helpful. And we love it. Stella Blue, bro. Thank you so much. And any Jerry Garcia pearls of wisdom are always welcome on this show. Also, I have to shout out my friend Rags. He's over here quoting Isaac Hayes' dialogue from the Escape from New York film. That's always been one of my favorite movies. If he's not in the air in 30 seconds, he dies. You touch me, he dies. You come back in, he dies. I'm so with you, Rags, on that. It looks like John Joseph is on board, too. That might be another thing. Maybe we should have, like, watch parties for Escape from New York. Or
we could have PMP movie night. We could do a PMP movie night. We have a screen and a projector.
Idea.
We have a screen and a projector. I'll bring it to somebody's backyard.
Fast times, movie night. You know what I mean? Fast times. Maybe we dial up 16 candles. Weird science. I don't know. It could be any number of films.
Got a popcorn maker. We can make it happen. Okay. I also want to say to keep Stella Blue. That's also a shout out to Tahoe as well for Keep Tahoe Blue, which I want to just pay respects to. And Paulie, on that note, Stella Blue, the instrumental version of Stella Blue, where Steve Kimmock took the lead with Phil and Friends. Do you remember that at the Warfield?
No, I forget. What happened? No, of course I remember that, man.
Man, you are on one today. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Really good stuff, man. Really good stuff. The Stella Blue at the Warfield. What was that, in April of 99?
Correct.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
15, 16, 17. Those were the shows. I didn't get in the first night, but I went the last 2 nights. With Creative Tony, and some of the best nights of music I've ever seen. Period. End of story. Right up at the top.
Incredible.
Yeah.
By the way, we don't need no stinking badges. It says Steely Dan, Supertramp, and the Piano Man. That's funny.
Hold on. Wait. What was it? I missed the last one, Tony. Steely Dan, Supertramp, and the Piano Man. Yeah, basically, those are my 3 no-fly zones right there. And by the way, for the record, I'm not really that anti-Steely Dan. Like, I know they're all great players and stuff, but listen, we'll get into that another time. We just simply don't have enough time, Creative Tony. We're in the home stretch, so keep going.
Number 2 of the top 3.
Yes.
Your favorite All-Star weekend, obviously upon us. And Longbridge Pizza having the bash tonight, 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock at Longbridge. And there's going to be events all weekend at Chase Center, Thrive City, all that jazz. Favorite All-Star event of the list of events. I mean, there's probably like three main events. Maybe let's stick to those 3 main events: the 3-point contest, the dunk contest, and the actual game. What's your favorite of the 3?
I think at this point, the game is number 3 for me. The game has become kind of a joke. I mean, nobody defends. They scored over 200 points on each side last year. Come on, like, what are we doing? I mean, and again, if you don't believe me, you think I'm like some bitter old head, go to YouTube, dial up like an All-Star game from 91, 92. Dude, Karl Malone was pounding dudes in the paint, like pounding guys. Like, they really used to compete. It used to really matter. I don't think it really matters to this generation as much who wins. I just don't think they care. So the game is like the 3rd thing. Yeah, I love the dunk contest, but I just wish like more premier they got G Leaguers in the dunk contest now.
Well, do you remember how big the dunk contest used to be with like Dominique Wilkins and Spud Webb and Michael Jordan?
Yeah, Dr. J. I mean, the best players in the league used to do it. So, and by the way, you're right. Sons of Johnny Lee and Keith Stella Blue now in the 99 and 99 Super Chat Club. And we thank you guys. Honestly, that's all I can do is say thank you. So for me at this point, I like the 3-point shot contest the best because I think that's where you still get the best competition. Hopefully with some pretty big names, but the dunk contest is kind of cooled its heels since they stopped the best. Like LeBron James won't do it. You know what I mean? Like the best players in the league, they won't do it, which is unfortunate. So I would say the 3-point shooting contest. That's number 1 for me.
Do you remember Jason Richardson in the dunk contest for the Dubs?
Of course.
Of course. So good.
Of course.
So good.
Yeah.
And Spud Webb being like my height, and dunking. And it's just like this kid, unbelievable.
Great call. I think the last great one I saw, I was watching with my son James. We enjoyed the I forget what year this was, like 10 years ago, but it was the Zach LaVine year. It was the year I think LaVine won, and he put on a hell of a show. And I think since then it started kind of going down. Now that you've got G League, and nothing against the G League, but dude, we want stars. It's all-star weekend. We want the best of the best, not G League.
Well, especially one of the most amazing plays in basketball is the dunk. And you got these supreme athletes that when they're given the time to create these dunks, let's see it. I would love to see some of these current players in the dunk contest right now.
I know. It's unfortunate, but a lot of the guys, they just simply won't do it anymore, Tony. So that's that.
Can we incentivize it some way? Like give them free Longbridge pizza for life or something? Like incentivize it,
Maybe we should have our own dunk contest with a trampoline so we can get some height. You know what I mean? Just set up a trampoline under the hoop. Yeah.
Look who's chiming in, Paulie. Look who's chiming in. Look at this guy. Shannon Kaler of the Stone Foxes. What's up, dude? We had him, what was that, 2 weeks ago we had Shannon on the show?
We did, yeah. I love Shannon, and I love his band, the Stone Foxes. Definitely check them out on Spotify. We'll get Shannon back. He's a part of the family. And thank you. He's with me on Billy Joel and Fagin and all that crap. Supertramp Crime of the Century? Okay, Shannon, you know what? Coming from you, a musical brain I respect. I will check it out. I don't even know if I'm familiar with the only thing I know about Supertramp is Take the Long Way Home. Do. You know that one? Take the long way home.
The do.
That's what he's doing. Take the long way home. That's about as deep as I can go. Anyway, thank you, Shannon. Creative Tony, let's finish this top 3.
Number three. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. First of all, happy Valentine's Day for those who have, who have love in their life and have a wonderful partner.
Yeah.
Bravo. Cheers. You're one of the fortunate ones. And we also like to recognize that there's a lot of people on Valentine's Day that aren't with partners, aren't celebrating love on this day.
And on behalf of the lonely hearts out there, like Joey Ramone would say, I'm not so sure that the lonely hearts don't have the better assignment today. I'm just throwing it out there for your consideration. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Tony.
Owner of a lonely heart, Paulie. Owner of a lonely heart. Oh, and that music, the music video, my God. So in celebration of the Lonely Hearts Club, right? The Lonely Hearts Club band, Sgt. Pepper's. Everybody at some point has to go through a breakup, I would assume. And I want to ask you, if you don't mind opening up the door to your past life.
I got nothing to hide. Half the people on this comment line know my resume anyway. So yeah, I got nothing to hide. Yeah.
Same. So do you want to share? Do you have a bad breakup that you ever went through back in the day?
I'm the king of the bad breakup. They should write like volumes of text about the breakups I've been involved with. And by the way, 99 out of the 100 breakups I've had in my life were all orchestrated by the woman I was involved with. I am not the guy. I don't really break up with people. People break up with me. That's kind of how it's always been.
Dude,
I always feel like,
me.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, I can't believe a girl likes me. I better hang on to this. And then at some point, they're going to push me right off the cliff. That's what happens.
Paulie,
you know what?
So
how about I start you? Why don't I start you back at day one, ground zero? My first girlfriend ever. You guys, my Jersey friends on the line know exactly who I'm talking about. Blonde, first name Heather. I'll leave it at that. So I was dating this girl, Heather. She was like my friend. No last names, please. She was like my first girlfriend ever, right? And what happened was, I was visiting. So this is the kind of thing I used to do when I moved to Jersey. I was always like homesick for San Francisco. So my mom still lived here in the city, and I would fly out and visit her all the time. And I would always tell my mom, I'm going to move back here. I'm going to move back here. So one of those years I was probably 16 years old. And I'm out here visiting San Francisco. I'm loving it. It was the summer of Live Aid. It was because I remember watching Live Aid in San Francisco. So on that, check this out. On that trip, I broke my ankle playing basketball. We were playing pickup hoop. I broke my ankle. Okay. Got to go to the hospital, get that thing casted up. So now I'm flying back to Jersey with a cast, got a cast on from the foot, from the ankle to the knee, broken ankle, walking back. And when I get back to Jersey, I find out that my girlfriend had been cheating on me while I was gone. So that was like my first broken heart, not my last, but my first broken heart. And I was like, and I remember she tried to like win me back and stuff, and I wouldn't even talk to her. I remember I was like in my buddy's house. Shout out Chris Scuderi. You guys know who I'm talking about. Shout out Scoo. I was up in Scuderi's bedroom, and he would, and again, broken ankle. So I'm really not getting around. And I remember Heather was downstairs, and she was like, I just want to talk to him. And I'm like, tell her to leave, Scoo. Tell her she has to leave. I was like yelling downstairs, tell her to leave. And anyway, so that was my first, and probably that got the dominoes in motion. Creative Tony, go ahead. I'd like your either first or one of your great breakup stories. Go ahead.
Same thing as you. I'm always broken up with that same thing. Same thing. And talking breakups too makes me always think of the George Costanza saying, "You're giving me the 'it's not you, it's me' routine. I invented the 'it's not you, it's me' routine."
Sure.
But for me, it was the same thing. High school sweetheart, and just like, so stoked to just be with her.
Couldn't believe it.
Next thing you know,
yeah.
She's cheating on me with some lacrosse player. That's why I've hated lacrosse ever since. She cheated on me with a lacrosse player. Take your stick, take your net, take your little ball, and go somewhere else.
Well, check this out. I think the dude that I got cheated on for wasn't even an athlete at all. He was just some douchebag. Made it even worse. Like, I'd rather, if you're going to cheat on me, make it a great. You know what I mean? Go for a rock star. Go for Can we play my other favorite game of all time real quick, if you have time?
Go.
Have you ever been have one of your former girlfriends ever left you, broken up, whatever, and then down the road, this is our Valentine's show, by the way. This is why we're getting into this. I have one. It's great. Have you ever had a girlfriend, a former girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, whatever, who's gone on to hook up with somebody famous? I have. It's a great game to play.
I don't.
And when I tell you mine, bro, we don't even need to go any farther than this. True story. This is somebody I dated when I was in Boston.
Yeah.
I was young.
Hey, Paulie, real quick. Sorry to pause.
Yeah.
The aspiring botanist, he's taken off. So I just want to give us another super. He's about to say, I think he's leaving the show. So I just want to say, aspiring botanist, thank you, brother. Thank you so much. I assume, brother, maybe sister. Could be sister. I apologize. Go Niners every day. And yes, have a great weekend too, botanist.
Thank you, botanist. Thank you very much. And I won't make this a long thing. I'll make this really
but come
quick.
on.
Botanist, rock and roll. Thank you, man. Go Niners is right. I'll see you next season without Deebo Samuel, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
So, dude, I was dating this girl in Boston. No big thing. She was cool. She was more of a friend, really, to be totally honest. But we had moments and all that. So we kind of dated. It was casual. It was fun. So she and I go separate ways. And then I find out a few years down the road, bro, I just asked like a mutual friend to go, hey, how's so-and-so doing? Because she was in Los Angeles. I'm like, how's so-and-so doing in Los Angeles? And what I heard back was, oh, she's doing pretty good. She's seeing Jeff Goldblum.
Oh,
true story. That's a true story. So one of my, yeah. So me over to Goldblum. That's a true story, man.
Paulie to Goldblum.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, and by the way,
Jeff, me and you. Hey, Goldblum, me and you, buddy. Cheers. Yeah.
I will say I admire Goldblum's work in Jurassic Park. It's
okay. These are dinosaurs. They had their shot. That whole thing he's doing there. All right, Creative Tony. From that to the next. Now, are you ready to delve into the particle pick of the week or the musical assignment? You can choose whatever you like.
Let's do musical assignment. And yeah, let's do musical assignment. I think that's the way to go, and then the particle pick, because and then we'll wrap it up.
Yes.
But the musical assignment today is we just went about the breakups in Valentine's Day and Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Now I was texting Paulie earlier. I said, hey, let's do Valentine's Day for musical assignment today. But it could be, again, the rules are there ain't no rules. So it's very, I got to get that sound bite, by the way. Gosh darn it.
Crater face. I'm waiting for my crater face. The rules are there ain't no rules.
Darn it.
Yeah.
That's, that's
I'll give
bad.
you $25 for your car, including your chick.
Including your chick.
Yeah. Including your, and Rizzo didn't like that, by the way.
No,
Rizzo took that one tough. Yeah.
Oh, Rizzo. So now it's wide open. You can do a Valentine's song dedication. It could be to more of the Lonely Hearts Club, or it could be to celebrate love. It could be anything under the Valentine's umbrella. So yeah. So I think I should go first, and then you go. Yeah,
go ahead. Yeah,
so
fine.
I have the record right here. I want to show the record. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Exodus. Okay, and my favorite love song. Shout
out to local thrash band Exodus as well. But go ahead, Tony.
Nice. Are they where exactly? Do you know exactly where they're from? Exodus?
I believe Exodus is Bay Area, aren't they? You guys?
Yeah. No, are they East Bay? I want to say they're. I
think they're East Bay. Yeah. I think so.
So yeah, this is just a great record, by the way. Just the Bob Marley and the Wailers, Exodus, great record. But the song "Turn Your Lights Down Low."
Hold on, let me write this down because I got to add this to the playlist right after the show. Bob Marley, "Turn Your Lights Down Low." From Exodus?
Bob Marley and the Wailers, "Turn Your Lights Down Low." And I want to give you some love. I want to give you some good loving. Turn your lights down low and pull that window curtain. He's basically getting the room ready for some passion, basically.
And some passion. Yeah. Some passion.
So this record, this is a great record. The whole from start to finish, it's just a great record. The whole record starts out with Natural Mystic, so just go get the record. But the song I'm picking is "Turn Your Lights Down Low," right there.
Okay,
it's Bob Marley's love song. And, Bob was quite the lover. He was quite the lover.
I was about to say he's got like 37 kids, I think, something like that. So he turned the light down low frequently, from what I understand.
Yes,
how many kids does he have? Do you know? I mean, it's definitely double digits.
I think it's 22.
Okay,
I think that's what I've come to. Yeah, I think it's 22.
Bob Marley, clearly not familiar with the phrase we mentioned earlier in the show, "no glove, no love." Bob Marley was like, "No glove, no problem. Let's go." You know what I mean? No glove, no worries, man. Let's just get into it.
I don't know if gloves were the gloves around in the 70s? Were in the 70s? Oh, dude. Really?
Yes.
You think when were condoms invented? I would love to know this.
You're like Fredo and the Godfather, Tony. You're breaking my heart right now. You're breaking my heart. Don't you remember the aforementioned character we just talked about him 10 seconds ago, Kaniki in Greece? When he goes in to get the condom out of his wallet, he tells Rizzo, he goes, "I brought this in the 7th grade." You don't remember that?
I do, but
that's the 1950s. Come on. Come on. Of course they had condoms in the 50s. Where you been? Come on, man.
They were definitely not friendly or comfortable. Let's put it that way.
Probably not. No, there was
came a
no.
long way. There was no
no.
reservoir tip. I believe there's no reservoir tip. I promise you that.
Christ
You know?
Almighty. Okay, fair enough. Probably not. Probably didn't have the
Right.
reservoir tip. I don't even want to. Let's move on. So I got you. I
Hold
got
on,
you.
hold
With
on.
Bob Marley.
Your guy John Joseph, sheepskin and invented way back in Egypt. Okay,
He knows.
all right.
John Joseph
Okay.
knows. JJ knows, dude. JJ knows what's up. All right, Tony, can I go or you still going?
You can go, man.
All right. Okay. So what day is today again, Tony? What's the day?
Today is Valentine's Day.
I see. Okay, very good. So Valentine's Day conjures up a lot of ideas like romantic notions. Tony talked about the passion of Bob Marley, lowering the lights, lighting candles, all that stuff, which I endorse, by the way. But I got to say, for the troubled hearts out there, lonely hearts, troubled hearts, you're trying to figure out the relationship you're in. Maybe you're looking back on a relationship going like, what just happened? That was a car crash. How did that happen? So I got to go to the guy I go to more often than not in these times of questions. Anytime it's matters of the heart, I got to go to the boss, Bruce Springsteen. And I got to talk about this record right here, Tunnel of Love.
Yep.
This album, this was the follow-up to Born in the USA. And Bruce was kind of free falling, spinning out of control. He was falling in love with Patty at this time, who he soon married. So a lot of the material on here is about like troubled relationships or broken hearts or what just happened. But the last song on this whole album is called Valentine's Day.
Oh,
it's
that's right.
It's a beautiful song. It's a really beautiful song. And in typical Bruce Springsteen fashion, it's kind of dark. Like it ain't all, it's not puppy dogs and ice cream. It's kind of dark. Valentine's Day, hold me close, say you'll be forever mine, and won't you be my lonely Valentine? So this one is for all of you troubled hearts out there. If you are alone or if you are trying to wonder why your girlfriend, boyfriend just dumped you, don't even worry about it. Just go right to Bruce. He's got the answers that you're looking for. And this record will help you through many hard times. It's like one of the, this might be Bruce's most troubled record he ever made.
That is, but it's such a great album. I mean, wow.
Tunnel of Love, Brilliant Disguise, One Step Up, Two Steps Back. That's one of the great Bruce tracks of all time. But again, my choice is going to be Valentine's Day. So, Tony.
Nice. Brilliant Disguise, by the way, too, on that album. Brilliant Disguise, I'm a huge fan of as well. That's one of the songs that you showed me when I was kind of like, oh yeah, I know Bruce, I know the hits. And you're like, no. Let me introduce you to some other stuff that goes way deeper. So
show you what's really going on. Now, Tony, I'm going to surprise you because I'm double dipping today. I take it upon myself to double dip.
The rules are there ain't no rules.
There ain't no rules. I'll give you 25 cents for this whole segment, including your chick. All right, hey, one more. And this time I'm addressing all you angry folks out there. Because let's be honest. Creative Tony, you've been there. I've been there. We've been cheated on. Not a great feeling, right? Not a great feeling. You find out, hey, are you still dating so-and-so? Because I just saw her with this guy. It's like the worst thing you can ever hear. Are you guys still together? And be like, yeah, I just talked to her. Oh, that's funny because I just saw her making out with this guy. Okay. So if you feel like you're angry, you're upset, you want to know, how do I pay my ex back? Now, this is tongue-in-cheek. Don't take me too seriously, but I got just the song for the occasion. For you troubled hearts out there, are you familiar with Guns N' Roses' Lies? Okay. Are you familiar with this one?
Yeah.
This record right here, by the way, I think there's a song on here that's been banned. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it can't be played. It just can't be played.
I'll put my hand over that song. Look at this. Yeah. I'm editing. So
nice.
There is a track on here to address those broken hearts, lonely hearts, angry hearts. The name of the track, Tony, is I Used to Love Her, but I Had to Kill Her. Okay. So if you're in that state of mind and you're saying, like, I'm not really feeling too Valentine's-y today, Paulie Mac, this is the track for you. I used to love her, but I had to kill her. Tony, she's buried right in my backyard. That's the lyric.
She bitched so much. She drove me nuts.
So nuts.
She drove me nuts.
Pretty cool record too.
And I can still hear her complain is the lyric.
She's buried right in my backyard. All right, you guys. That's the musical assignment for the week. I hope it serves all of you all very, very well on a double dip Friday.
Dude. Escobar 3, yes, the Bob Marley and Lauryn Hill version of Turn Lights Down Low is amazing. I gotta hear that. I haven't heard it.
Well,
and Jeff Winkler, our buddy Wink, says if you're pissed off at your significant other on this Valentine's Day, All Love Is Lost by Body Count. Right? Is that what he says? By
shout
Body
out
Count?
Ice-T. Yeah. And also shout out Rags, Led Zeppelin. Your time is gonna come. You ain't kidding.
Oh man, that is a great tune.
How about the lyrics? Lying,
Yep.
Cheating. That's all you seem to do. Bam. All right. Anyway, Rags, I feel you loud and clear on that one. Let's wrap this up. We got a particle pick, and then we can dismiss the class.
Particle pick, then we can dismiss the class. And
we're deep into bonus minutes now, Tony, on a high noon broadcast. Yeah. And I feel good about the bonus minutes today. I feel like we're having a good time.
Oh, totally. I've had a great time since we turned on the mics. Just before we get to particle picks, I just want to say a couple things that happened on this date, and I wanted you to know, Paulie.
Sure.
The Who played live at Leeds today in 1970. And
yes, they did, dude. Great call. That's right.
Yes.
Live at Leeds, Valentine's Day. Great live album. You don't have live at Leeds, run to the record store. Don't walk, run to the record store and buy the deluxe so you get the double album. Live at Leeds. You know what, dude? Just because you said that, I might go celebrate with some Who today. I might play that record today. Yeah.
As you should. And people say it's commonly argued as the greatest live rock and roll record
It might
ever.
be. No, it might be. It's certainly one of the best. Yes.
And then also Silence of the Lambs was released today in 1991. So if you have
lotion in the basket. Yeah, it's my boy down there. Yeah. She plays with the lotion in the basket or else she gets the hose again. You know what I mean?
Dude, James Gum remember we had
James Gum in front of the mirror going, I'd blank me and tucking his junk in. I'd blank me. All right, Tony, go ahead.
Yeah. Lotion in the basket. Was she a great big fat person?
Hey, you want to give me a hand with this couch? Yeah, just get in there, all the way in there.
And the funny thing about Silence of the Lambs is people will always talk about fava beans and a nice Chianti, which is Anthony Hopkins at his greatest as Hannibal Lecter.
Yes,
but Paulie and I always like to riff on James Gum because of
dude, he's got your helmet. Oh, give me your hand with this couch. He's dragging that couch.
Yeah, it's in the back of my van. Just help me put this in the back of my van.
Just go all the way in there. I'll help you push it. Yeah. It's like, what the hell? Oh, poor girl.
Rags says sometimes I tuck it like James Gum.
Only thing with Rags is he's probably not kidding. I mean, that's how Rags likes to roll. He'll experiment. Yes.
And then we have a couple of birthdays to celebrate today, Paulie. Before we do our particle picks,
yeah, man.
First of all, Florence Henderson, probably the greatest sitcom mom in the history of sitcoms, I would argue.
Yeah,
her birthday today. She was born in 1934.
Everybody loves Florence Henderson. Come on, man. God bless her, Mrs. Brady. After all,
Mrs. Brady. Mrs. Brady.
Yeah.
And then was she an Airplane I Speak Jive, right?
No, that's not Florence Henderson. No.
Who is that?
Some other. I'm not
just saying this, but you guys are rebound on the miss side.
It's not Florence Henderson. Yeah.
No, I know. I'm blanking on who it is. My apologies.
I understand.
And then also Merle Saunders' birthday today.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Merle. That's one of my guys. I love Merle Saunders too. God bless him. Rest in peace, Merle. We love you, buddy.
Merle Saunders and Jerry Garcia at the Keystone in Berkeley. If you can get that album, they sell it. It's at Vinyl Solution right now. I just saw it at Vinyl Solution. I already have it, or so
I have it too. It's kick ass, man. Yeah.
My band, we used to play the song Keepers. It's funky, it's sultry, it's gorgeous music. Gorgeous music.
Throw it out there only since you mentioned Merle. What a beautiful, beautiful guy he was. And when Jerry Garcia when Jerry was in a coma in 1986, Jerry almost checked out. He came back to life, and it was Merle Saunders, from what I understand, who helped him get back on his musical feet. Like the first thing he did was play with Merle quite a bit.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he was ready for the bigger stage. Yeah, so thank you. Very good. Happy birthday, Merle. We love you, buddy. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, and then now particle picks, Paulie, and we can call it a week. And by the way, we're taking Monday off, as everybody should take Monday off.
Yeah, you guys sleep in. Let's enjoy, man. You guys do your thing on Monday. We'll see everybody back on Tuesday at 11 a.m. But Creative Tony,
stand by. Sorry, Paulie. Barbara Billingsley, thank you. Thank you, Escobar 3. Barbara Billingsley in Airplane, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Mrs. Beaver. Thank you, Patrick Patton. She is Mrs. Beaver. Leave it to Beaver. I got you. I'm right there with you. Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
Okay, my particle pick is just our show. The PMP Army. I can't thank you enough. You make me laugh. There's moments like after the show, I'll think back about the show and I start laughing about comments that were made during the show. So thank you all for keeping it light, keeping it fun. I mean, we're all here to have some fun, right?
Yeah.
My particle pick, Paulie, because you're going to wrap this up with your particle pick at the end.
Okay, I will. Yes.
My particle pick is, Paulie, my favorite drink of all cocktails is the Manhattan, correct?
Well, you're serious about your cocktails. You and I, like, I mean, I'm a novice, dude. I'd be like, Tony, whatever, just throw something in a glass with some ice and I'm good. But Tony is like very, very particular. And you are, like, your bitters, your bullet bourbons,
Dude.
what have you, whatever. I know you're all about it. So go ahead, speak to the Manhattan community. This is your stage, buddy.
So this is okay. So you mentioned the bitters. I preach to the Angostura bitters that has the yellow cap. I don't have them with me right now. I should have grabbed them also for this particle picks. But there is it's bourbon, sweet vermouth, and bitters.
Yeah,
two parts bourbon, 1 part vermouth, and then bitters. You shake the bitters to spice it up.
okay.
But the sweet vermouth, it's not vermouth per se, it's a digestivo that if you make Manhattans with this, you'll never go back to sweet vermouth ever again. And I want to share this as my particle pick of the week, because you can use it in Negronis as well. This is called Antica Carpano, and if anybody out there knows Antica Carpano,
yeah,
it is like
Carpano.
a sweet vermouth. It is a fantastic substitute for sweet vermouth, and I highly recommend it. You can recognize it from the red top.
Wow.
Antica Carpano. And you can ask restaurants, hey, can I get a Manhattan with Antica Carpano? And if the restaurant knows what they're doing, they'll hook you up. Now, this is not to say that you shouldn't enjoy Manhattans with sweet vermouth. Go for it. But if you want to really up it, if you really want to up your game in your Manhattan game, Antica Carpano, get involved.
Well, Tony, thank you very much for that. You are definitely, by the way, if you have any like cocktail questions, all that kind of stuff, that's Tony. You go right to Tony on that. I'll take care of the Grateful Dead and any kind of ganja related issue. Creative Tony be the guy with designer. No, it's true. That's how you roll, bro. You've always been like that. And by the way, for the record, how are your Manhattan making skills? I would assume strong.
Yeah, they're strong, but also I used to be a shake. I used to shake Manhattans, and then I was schooled by a mixologist, and he said, actually, don't shake it. You need to stir it. Stir the Manhattan, don't shake it. And I said, okay. And he goes, because when you shake, it causes all the bubbles. You don't want bubbles in your Manhattan. I do it. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, sometimes, Tony, I wrestle with the term mixologist.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it to get a reaction.
You're a fucking bartender, man.
Yeah,
you're a fucking bartender.
Yes.
A mixologist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Hey.
And by the way, I saw somebody shout out the movie Cocktail on the thread just a second ago.
Oh, God.
It was Rags. It was Rags. Great movie. I will say Cocktail is a fantastic movie. Watch it. Go back and watch it. And then also, I got to give Don Peralta some love. Carpano plus the Luxardo cherries. Once you do the Carpano, so Dom knows it. This is the Antica Carpano, and then you
where
get the
the cherries. Show me the Luxardo cherries. I'm going to say right now, you don't have it.
Let me go. I could leave and go to the fridge.
Nah, I believe you. It's okay. I believe you. I didn't realize you're going.
They're in like a thick syrup too. That's just once you have it this way, it's really hard to have it other ways. So
all right, next time we hook up, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and make me one of those drinks so I can like experience the joy. Would you be willing to do that? Okay.
Yes.
All right, fair enough. All right, Creative Tony, then thank you very much. It's funny, my particle pick of the week is kind of unusual because it's something I haven't even experienced yet, but I'm so excited to experience this tonight. I'll be showing you my hand. Here's how I spend my rock and roll Friday nights now, dude. I'm going to be watching a new documentary. Okay, that's what it's come to. But no, kidding aside, I'm like very excited about this. And the truth of the matter is, I forgot about this. I was sitting down today and I was having my coffee a few hours ago, and I'm reading ESPN and I'm looking at stories on the internet to talk about today. And also, my buddy Eugene texts me and he goes, "Hey, Paulie Mac, don't forget, you got to watch the new Sly Stone documentary on Hulu. It's called Sly Stone Lives." Directed by Questlove, and I think it premiered this week. I totally forgot about it. So my buddy Huge texted me and he was like, dude, I saw this last night. I thought of you. I know you're a Sly Stone fan. You're going to freaking love this. Sly Stone, one of the great San Francisco musicians really of all time, kind of like the original Prince. And I'm not saying that lightly, but he really was. Like, he could play every instrument in the room. He was the first guy, from what I understand, to have a racially and sexually mixed band that had never happened before, where you had whites and blacks, men and women, all in the same band, and every single one of those persons in Sly and the Family Stone could take a lead vocal, could take a lead instrumental break. Like, they were incredible players. His bands were tight as a drum, and Sly Stone, a true visionary. And it's unfortunate, like, I think he's up here somewhere in Northern California now. He's a total recluse. He really doesn't.
Wow.
He doesn't really come off. A lot of people have him basically going off the deep end in one form or another. Did a lot of damage with drugs back in the day that he inflicted upon himself. I don't know what his story is because nobody really does. So when Questlove comes out and he says, like, I got it, I'm on top of this, and I got this new documentary, I can't wait. I'm watching it tonight, Tony. I recommend everybody else does too, because the more Sly Stone, the better.
Yep.
The better off we're going to be. And you know what? I would say right now for this like period that we're living in, Sly Stone's Everyday People, that should be like the new national anthem. Listen to that track and then come back to me and tell me you got an ounce of hate in your body. Like that song is just about like, let it in, man. Just everybody be cool to everybody and cut the shit. We all got to move this thing forward. So anyway, that's my particle pick of the week. I've never even seen it, but I'm so excited to watch tonight. Sly Stone lives on Hulu. I'm there, and that's my pick of the week. Yes.
On Hulu. Nice. I love that. And Paulie, when I was one of the last times I was at your crib, you played me some Sly on vinyl, and it was something I can't remember what it was.
I know exactly what I played for you. I played Love and Hate from the there's a Riot Going On album. Love and Hate, like Hate Street. Hey, that's very one of the funkiest tracks. If you want funk, if you're actually looking for like real funk, not like 25-year-old white dudes from Colorado in a bar playing funk. If you want real funk, go find that record. There's a Riot Going On by Sly and the Family Stone. You might not find it's a masterpiece, literally a masterpiece, and some of the funkiest music you'll ever hear. Creative Tony, I think our work is done.
Dude,
bro.
Ricky Vincent. Do you know Ricky Vincent, by the way, Paulie? He's a local author. I want to say like a teacher also, and like a radio host from Berkeley. He wrote a book called Funk, and I have it actually down the hall. It's right down the hall in the library.
I hope there's a whole chapter about Sly Stone.
There is. Sly's all over the book. I was going to say Sly's all over the book. So check out that. That's like like my second particle pick. Make Yourself a Manhattan, and then watch the documentary, and then read the book Funk by Ricky Vincent.
Yeah.
I can't recommend it enough. Seriously.
Thank you, T. No, I know you're a big fan of the funk. And by the way, Sly's not only funk. He did rock and roll. He did all kinds of stuff. But at the center of his thing is kind of a funky soul thing. So anyway, that's my particle pick of the week. Creative Tony, great job. Had a lot of fun this week.
Oh my God, this is fantastic.
Special thanks to all of our supers this week. You guys, your generosity again has been incredible. Don Peralta, thanks for your artistic touches on all these logos, dude. We really appreciate these contributions. But you know what's cool about this, Tony, is that like it is a community. We got our own little scene happening now. And on the way out the door, another word about Longbridge Pizza, 2347 3rd Street. It's All-Star Weekend in the Bay. I encourage everybody to get over to Longbridge Pizza tonight for their big party. Tony's going to give you the details on the beers they'll be tapping. And again, it is the laid-back vibe. It is serious pizza. Again, I promised you guys I would not attach my name to a pizza place that was serving up subpar food. I just wouldn't do it. And that's not the case with these guys. These guys have some of the best pizza you're going to have. They have chicken parm sandwiches, which to me are a delicacy and they're hard to find. Chicken parm Wednesday, Vinny's Gabagool sandwich as well. The crushed cheese is something you're going to want to enjoy as well. That's their version of the cheesesteak. And just the pizza itself. Tony, square pizza, I know tickled your fancy. I was more of a Nico guy with the sausage, pepper, and onion. That's like a lot of flavor going on there. The Nico is one I recommend. And Neil Denardi, fist in the air, brother. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being our first sponsor. We value the relationship quite a bit, T.
100%. And also, their crust is sourdough. So, and I had the mushroom pizza a couple days ago, and I texted Neil. I'm like, dude, I just got a sweet hit of sourdough, and it was so perfect. Because after the way I eat my pizza, Paulie, after I'm done eating it, I save the crust, and then I dunk the crust in olive oil because I like to just have it separate from the slice of pizza. If that makes any sense to you.
Well, speaking of, this is how gangster Neil is, Tony. When he sent me home with the chicken parm sandwich, he also sent me home with a container of marinara sauce. He goes, "You got to make sure you can dunk that thing." I go, "Done, bro. It's done. It's already done." But the fact that he's taking touches like that, giving me my own to-go case of sauce to dunk the parm in. You like your olive oil. I like my marinara. It's all good, Tony. Sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, and when you order the chicken parm on Chicken Parm Wednesdays, they'll give you extra sauce on the side with your order. It's the freaking best. Anyways, So just get longbridgepizza.com. We couldn't be bigger fans. I had the mushroom pizza the other day. Mike Verdu, a dear friend of ours who lives up north, he went in there the other day and he made a comment earlier in this show, Paulie, where he said 3 meals later still had some Longbridge left over because you don't get cheated. You get a great bang for your buck. You do not get cheated. You get a big ass sandwich or a big ass pie. Get in there. Also, they're having the Alchemist right now at the brewery, the Alchemist from Vermont. Heady topper, focal banger for all the beer heads out there like me. They just got a bunch sent to them from the Alchemist, which is really hard to find on the West Coast. So get in there. And also, they're having a party tonight, 8 to 11 p.m. with Community Gardens, and they paired up with from Seattle, and they paired up with Fast Fashion Brewing in Seattle, and they made 2 beers that they're going to be pouring tonight. One is in honor of Sean Kemp, called the Rain Man, and it's a hazy pale ale. And then the second one is a Mexican lager inspired by Gary Payton called The Glove. So get in there, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. It's all in celebration of All-Star Weekend. Chase Center, just a few blocks down from Longbridge. Take the train. Anybody on the peninsula, take the freaking train. Get off at 22nd Street. 7 minutes and 3 seconds. You'll be at Longbridge Pizza from the train.
Train kept it rolling all night long, right over to Longbridge Pizza. And again, visit them online first. Go visit longbridgepizza.com. They do deliver, by the way. If you're down in the neighborhood, they do deliver in Dogpatch. So enjoy. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy Longbridge Pizza tonight if you're headed to the party. If not, enjoy all weekend long. And then Creative Tony, have a great long weekend. It is All-Star Weekend. Enjoy the three-point contest. Enjoy the dunk contest. Enjoy the game itself. And all of y'all, enjoy your day off on Monday. We're going to reconvene on Tuesday and get this particle machine back on track. In the meantime, Tony, if you could be good enough to dismiss the class. Class dismissed! Yeah, dude. Yeah. Now, if it...
Come on. I got to go.
That came in hot today. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Creative Tony, thank you, Longbridge Pizza. Thank you to our supers. Thank you to everybody on the comments line. You guys have no idea how much you guys mean to us. Creative Tony and I talk. We're very, very lucky to have an audience like this. And we plan on taking this thing all the way. We ain't stopping. We're just getting done. Enjoy your day off on Monday. Enjoy the Sly Stone documentary. The new playlist will be updated in just a few minutes. So go to Spotify and pull down PMP 25. Tony, it's getting longer now. Playlist is getting a little bit longer, and there's some good tracks on here, man.
And to review, it's Turn Your Lights Down Low by Bob Marley and Valentine's Day by Bruce Springsteen. And what was the third one, Paulie?
I used to love her. Oh, yeah, but I had to kill her. She's buried right in my backyard, Tony. Hey, listen, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. On behalf of Creative Tony and myself, you guys have a great weekend. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Call an Uber. Be smart. And we'll see you back here on
Call an
Tuesday.
Uber or take a Lime scooter. Paulie. I'm gonna
you drive it right to the bay and then chuck it in the water and take a cab home like a regular civilized human being. All right, Creative Tony, I love you. I love you guys on the comments line. We'll see you on Tuesday, y'all. Peace.